invited onto Breakfast TV to discuss electric scooters. This is what I wish I'd said at the time. I was approached because I'd raised similar points in the New Zealand Herald a couple of days before around the use of e-scooters, high-powered e-scooters, and where you can ride e-scooters. So I went on to discuss where you should be able to ride them, can we ride them in the cycle lanes, etc. It was an interesting debate.
It's unclear as to where they can ride them. People think naturally you should ride them in the cycle lanes. We've got a massive cycle lane network now, yet the regulations still say footpath or road.
I talked broadly about it being time to update the regulations.
Regulations, what do you want to see changed?
Well, the regulations kind of predate the current position as far as electric micromobility goes, which is specifically talking about scooters and e-bikes straight into that category as well.
I talked about e-scooter use increasing.
What we find with the commuter market is those guys are very, very serious about their riding. They wear the proper safety gear. They know this is their form of transport. It gets them, from as far out as West Auckland right into the city on a daily basis.
And I talked about the benefits to users, the ways that people are saving money, saving time on a daily basis by switching out of cars and onto e-scooters.
The bag as far as electric mobility goes, this is not going away. There's a huge surge of popularity around the world because people.
But afterwards, I felt I hadn't been robust enough. I know that the modern transport truth is that rush hour starts at 6 AM every day and it gets earlier every year. I know that housing density is rocketing upwards. These days you've got 12 apartments on what used to be a site for a single-storey bungalow and a large garden. All 12 of those people own cars, and all of those people join the rush hour every morning to drive to work. I know that the public transport system is flawed and unreliable and, surprisingly, oversubscribed. So there's no surprise that people are commuting into their own hands and switching to micromobility. This is happening right now. I know for a fact that scooter riders that switch from the car are saving up to $3,000 a year, and I'll go through those figures in a separate video later on. What I regret was I wasn't strong enough on these points. I should have had these points tattooed on my face. I should have taken a flag with these points on it and waved it in the studio. And we shouldn't be sitting there debating whether or not you can ride in the cycle lanes. The issue shouldn't be stuck behind how quickly you can go on the pavement, which is sort of the things we were debating. It should be, how do you get more people onto bikes and scooters so that the city can keep moving? This is fundamental. These should be accepted truths that we just take on board and move on. The time for discussion over who can use the cycle lane and what sort of vehicle can use it is past. The cycle lane should be flooded with individuals commuting to work under their own steam and relieving the pressure on the roading system and on the public transport infrastructure. The home truth is that we have the perfect infrastructure for micromobility in our cities right now. We need to be removing the friction for the adoption. We need to be incentivising, helping people get into e-bikes, getting into e-scooters, getting them off the roads, relieving the pressure on public transport, and helping people save money, save time, get to work fast. Now, if I get another opportunity to hop on Breakfast TV, then you can absolutely guarantee I'll be a little more forceful on these issues than before, and I will not stop fighting for fair for scooter and e-bike riders. I'm making sure that we get to continue our methods of commuting, that we get to ride where we need to ride, and that we get to keep using our favoured form of transport, and that we get to keep on bringing people into our ecosystem, bringing in those those new adopters, and helping everyone discover the amazing freedom that comes with e-bikes and e-scooters. So thanks for watching.